since now we are live, I'm going to go wash my hair. I'm going to wash my hair, people.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Place First Potluck, where we have 3 amazing chefs coming. They're going to be preparing fish today. Now, today is Easter, so a lot of people eat fish on Easter, so it's just fitting that we have chefs cooking their favorite fish meal. First, we have Chef Krista out of Brooklyn, Green. She's going to be making this wonderful soup that is from Cape Verde. Then we have Chef Natasha, who's going to be making a paella, her style. And we have Chef Janelle, who's going to be making some lobster con. Sorry, we have to play a little bit of music here just to get things started. All right.
Are you ready for me?
We're going to start off with Chef Krista.
Okay. So I'm making caldo de pixie, which is a traditional Cape Verdean dish, which is my background. I grew up eating this dish, and it's definitely a go-to dish for myself. Although I haven't made it in quite a while. It was a dish I made a lot when I was in graduate school, and it's very simple. I tend to like things that are soupy, things that are very brothy, because generally they can absorb.
Okay, you're going to be the only video.
So the first part of it is that you start with an aromatic broth. Green bell peppers and scallion and white onion. Because of my mise en place, which you can see behind me, most of everything has already been chopped up. But I am going to chop my tomatoes, and I'm also going to chop my onion. And then everything else has already been set up. So let's get started.
Okay. So the first thing you're doing is chopping up some onions.
Some onion, and I have some red tomato on the vine. I'm going to chop that up. Everything else has already been chopped up so that we could move very quickly, because I know I don't have that much time. And my burners have already been started on low, just to make the process a little bit easier for people who may be at home.
Right. So you said that you used to make this in college. Was this something that you used to do to kind of keep?
Oh, no. Definitely not college. I did not cook. It was grad school. I was in grad school at Columbia, and I was working a lot and cooking a lot. I didn't go out that much. And so I started cooking more in graduate school. I wasn't really entertaining then in terms of having people over, but I was definitely experimenting on my own a lot. I didn't have enough money in graduate school to be constantly eating out, so.
I completely understand.
So I'm doing, you probably can't see, I'm doing a really rough chop with the yellow onion. I'm going to use 3. They're quite petite, as you can see, very small, as you can see. So it's going to be a quick rough chop. And then they're going to be sauteed with my bell peppers and my scallion to create a really aromatic broth. I also, Nika, does everybody see the recipe that I wrote?
No, not as of yet.
Okay. All right, so then I'll just describe everything. So all of these items, all the aromatics are cooked in a vegetable broth that I actually cooked earlier this week. You don't have to make a vegetable broth. You can definitely purchase one from the supermarket, but vegetable broth usually has a great onion and carrot stock and celery as well. I've been making, because of the current time, I've been making like all of my broths. So
yeah, you could use this time to definitely make the broth.
And they're pretty easy. If you can put everything on the stove in walk away like elsewhere.
What do you do with the vegetables when you're done making the broth?
I eat them. I mean, you know what? I love the broth from when I'm making like a sauteed kale or a sauteed spinach with garlic. Okay, so I mean, you can't, there we go. So then we're looking at right here. Here are my yellow onion right here. In addition to that, let me quickly grab a vessel. I'm coming off. Okay, so I've got my yellow onion right here. And then I'm also going to do a rough chop with this tomato on the vine.
Oh, okay. Now with the tomatoes, you know, they have plum tomatoes. They have different types of tomato. Do you think that the tomato on the vine gives it a better acidity with it?
I think so. Generally, beefsteak tomatoes don't have the same flavor as the smaller ones, in my opinion, or the cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, they also, tomato on the vine is always much more expensive, quite frankly. I'm going to be honest with you. So if you're on a budget, just get a beefsteak. It's fine.
Because then you can flavor up you could just flavor it up more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I am big on, you know, using lots of garlic, lots of onion, different types of onion. I love black garlic. I love regular garlic. I like to roast it. I like to saute it. In terms of onion, I like the white, the yellow. I use the a red onion for certain things. It's pretty specific about how I use each one. Okay, so here we are. So everything is chopped right now. So what I'm going to do in this little 10-inch saute pan is I'm going to add my aromatics. So I'm going to add my red bell pepper, my green pepper. The recipe doesn't call for yellow pepper, but I love a lot of color in my food.
Yeah.
Scallion. I also have kosher salt and black pepper and tomato, and I'm going to saute everything. So
now you're using kosher salt. What if you have sea salt? Is sea salt okay to use? If you don't have
fine to use. I think that in the restaurant world, we just gravitate towards kosher salt. I particularly like the way that it brings flavor out as well.
Okay.
Be aware and be careful about the pink Himalayan salt, because I know a lot of people use that as well. It's extremely salty. My go-to salt is definitely kosher salt. I've been using it for years. So I'm going to heat at a low heat right here. My burner is actually already pretty warm. So it's just going to take a second. So I'm going to start to add in my scallion. And no, I'm not using gloves because I'm in my house.
You're in your home. You're in your quarantine.
Nobody else is in here. Aside, there's my daughter's not here, so we're good. So I'm adding a little bit of my red pepper. I'm also adding in my green. Right here. I'm going to add in a little bit of kosher.
The kosher salt.
And I'm going to add some coarse black pepper.
Yes, coarse black pepper is better than the one that you have in the ready one, the one that's already prepared, right? The fresh is always
better. In terms of flavor profile, I think it is. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting some things out of the way. Okay, and so we have peppers, tomato,
Mm-hmm.
and the onion.
So you basically put all of those vegetables in the oil and let it saute.
Let it saute till everything is translucent. Your tomatoes are going to tenderize a lot. Now I feel like I should have used a larger saute pan, but I think it's going to be fine. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, my whole mise en place is like a fail for today, but you know, in terms of how I normally like to have things set up.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop over to Chef Natasha while everything is sauteing, and then I'll come back over to you.
Okay, great. Bye.
Bye. Hello, Natasha. Hello.
Hello. Hello. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
So we have you here doing your style paella. Share with everyone what your ingredients are.
What I'm making the paella, Haitian style, Chef Tasha style. And for the paella, I decided to use, I'm starting to cook it slowly. In the meantime, I'm using a Imusa paella pan. I'm using to do my paella. I'm going to use 1 cup of jasmine rice. I'm also live on Facebook this way. I'm doing 1 cup of jasmine rice. Okay. And also I have the red onion. The recipe will be sent, I think, by everybody after the live.
Yeah.
Red onion. I have garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic. I have green peas.
Mm-hmm.
Peas. I have sausage. Okay.
The sausage is
I'm using the chicken hot dogs one. That's the one I have. I always say use what you have in your fridge.
yes, I agree.
Because right now it's not the time to go out to go shopping for nonsense. Okay, use what you have in your chicken and your fridge. When everything is out, make a list, and yes, you could go do your shopping.
Absolutely, I agree.
I have green onion also, red bell peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is sometimes I use cilantro, but this time I'm using persil. Okay, persil, and the shrimp. I marinate the shrimp this morning. I add garlic, salt and pepper, olive oil. Okay, for my shrimp. And now the magic. Why that the paella is a little bit different Haitian style, because I'm going to use 2 Maggi. The John John Maggi. I'm going to use 2 of the John John Maggi. For the people who don't know, the John John, it's really some spice and mushroom. And it's so flavorful. It's a lot of flavor. I'm adding 2 on 1 cup of chicken broth, half a cup of white wine, and also I'm adding also the saffron inside. Because I love to cook and make more flavor, I save the skin of my shrimp and it's inside of that too to get the maximum of flavor.
Oh, that's a good trick. That's a good trick.
Thank you. I boiled this. Now it's really at warm temperature. I'm going to use it to start cooking. And also inside of that, I add the cayenne pepper and the paprika.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this is the magic.
Yeah, I mean, that's different. I've never seen that. That's a good tip.
It's really to give more flavor. In the meantime, I start to saute some onion on really low. I start with the onion because if I start with the garlic will burn.
Yeah.
That's why I start with the onion on really low, and I'm going to add the sausage to the pan. Okay, I am also live on Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you. Now I'm adding the sausage. I don't know if you could see. Let me know. I'm going to add closer.
Mm-hmm.
Could you see? Yes, you see this?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. On the meantime, what I'm going to do is very important. Wash your rice, people. Wash your rice. I'm telling you, you have to take the habit to wash your vegetable and your fruits, and also the rice, the white rice you're going to use, you need to wash them too. Okay, I'm going to wash. And way before I start cooking, don't worry, I wash my hand. My hand is super clean. That's why I'm not using no gloves. My hand is clean. Okay, I'm just going to turn those sausage a little bit, put it on a medium low, and I'm going to wash the rice. And I'm coming right back to you.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to Janelle.
Perfect, no problem.
Who is doing the lumbi. Let's see. Hi, Janelle.
Hey guys,
How are you?
you see me okay?
Yes, we see you very good. So
Okay.
here we have Janelle representing St. Lucia making her curry lumbi.
So I'm making a coconut curry lumbi today. These are my ingredients here. I have some cream spinach. I have the lumbi, of course. I have some Goya adobo. I really like this seasoning when I'm cooking. My seasonings, I have curry powder, some some oil. I like some grapeseed oil because it doesn't have a pungent flavor, so it doesn't interrupt any flavors that you're adding to your food. Then I have some coconut milk here, a lime, a lemon, and these are all the ingredients here that I'm going to be using to season the lumbi today. I also have some lumbi that's cut up already here, but I'm going to show you guys how to cut. And let me wash my hands really quickly.
Well, lumbi is like,
But I'm going to show you
right? Other people know
cut the lumbi and how to clean the lumbi. So let me just grab a nice piece here for you guys. Now, lumbi is a conch, right? So a lot of different countries, they either call it lumbi or conch. So this is the fatty meat that's inside of the conch. This is what comes out of it. This dark texture here, it's typically really hard. It almost feels like plastic. A lot of people like to cut that off, but to be quite honest, I don't take much of it off because I cook my lumbi. I don't use a pressure cooker, and I cook it for about 2 hours, and it gets pretty soft. So to start, I'm going to cut off these softer pieces that we have here. So I'm going to cut this up. I'm going to put this to the side and then deal with this tougher skin. The darker the skin, the tougher. The lighter the skin, the least tough that it is. So typically I'll cut this in half, just a little slit, not all the way through. I'm just trying to gain access to that firm meat there. If you can see that. See, I've already peeled off a little piece. So I'll then pull the skin off like that. And we'll put that to the side. Now, some people say that this is not edible. They take it off because it's the toughest part of the lumbi. But from what I understand, when I cook it, I don't necessarily take all of it off. It is very hard to get the skin off. So sometimes you have to kind of put your knife under there and wiggle it around, just so that you can get a little bit of a lip, and then you can then pull it off.
So it's a lot of work getting that stuff out there.
It's definitely a lot of work getting it off. That's why I have some already cut up for you guys. So like this piece here, I wouldn't kill myself to try to get that off. I took off a nice little chunk of the really dark stuff. But in actuality, when you cook this all, it's all going to be soft anyway.
Okay, so
For this larger piece, I'm just going to cut this piece in half here. And the way I like to cut my lubby, I like to cut it on a bias. I don't like to leave it too thick because again, it'll take a lot longer to cook. So I'm just going to angle my knife and slice down. And you're getting pretty nice chunks of lubby.
How do you just cut them in small chunks?
Yeah, I cut them in small chunks, but on a bias so that they're slightly thinner, so that it doesn't take 3 and 4 hours to cook. Oh. Now, some people like to put the lubby into a pressure cooker. I personally don't like to do that. There's not many things that I like to put in a pressure cooker, actually. I'm very big on cooking methods and how things were cooked back then, and they definitely did not have pressure cookers. And I also feel like sometimes the pressure cooker, it kind of messes with your flavor and waters it down a bit.
It does.
So I prefer to just go, I mean, with the curry, you don't want to rush things. Cook it, take your time, and you'll see the end result will be a lot better. Now, some people discard this meat as well because, again, it's tougher. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you cook this for 2 hours, everything is just going to be soft and nice. So I'm just going to cut this last piece here. I'm not trying to waste any of this stuff. People throw this out. I'm clueless as to why they throw this out. Lubby, here in Jersey anyway, lubby is $15 a pound.
Oh, wow.
So I am not throwing out much of this lubby. And what I've cooked for you guys today, we'll be cooking for you today, is about 2 pounds of lubby, which is about $30 and up. So I have the lubby here, which is already in some water. And then I'm going to cut a half of a lime and a half of a lemon. Mm-hmm. Just squeeze that in there to wash it. Now, if you don't have lime or lemon, you can use vinegar as well.
Okay.
If you have white, that's perfect. That works fine. If you have, even if you don't have white vinegar, you have apple cider vinegar. You can always use that as well. Mm-hmm. Just be careful not to keep the acidity in the water for too long, because definitely start to cook the meat and you want the meat to start for the season. Just around a little bit. And then up to the sink to rinse.
So what are you doing now? What are you doing now? You're just cleaning it off? You're cleaning off all of it?
Yeah, I'm just rinsing off the lemon water that the lubby was soaking in. Okay. And then I'm going to quickly drain it, and then we can start seasoning.
So
I lost 3 of them.
The seasoning is more spicy than herbs. Like Natasha and Christy, they use a lot more fresh vegetables and onions. The lumpy is more spices.
It's both. It's a combination of both. So right here, I have my green season, which is pretty much your garlic, your onion, your shallots, your peppers. I have some peppers actually from St. Lucia that I have from St. Lucia that's in here as well. The little sweet peppers, the pimento peppers. So that's in here as well. There's cilantro, there's thyme, there's a little ginger, There's actually a little bit of curry in here because I love my curry. For flavor, there's a little bit of curry in there. A little lime juice to keep it fresh. And then I have some red pepper that I'm going to use as well. I have some cream spinach, and then the rest are which cumin and so garlic powder and onion powder.
So the cumin is such a strong flavor. I guess it's not, you just put a little bit. I use cumin, but not a lot, like a little pinch, and that's it.
Yes. If you use too much cumin, it's just going to throw off flavor. You're going to get a very spicy, off-putting taste.
Yeah.
And that you definitely don't want. So you have to be very careful with how much cumin you're using.
Yes.
All of these spices are pretty pungent. The curry, the jeera, the masala, they're pretty pungent flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the lobby, I'm going to start to season this lobby now. All I'm going to add to here for now is the green seasoning that I've made here. So we're doing a tablespoon of that. I'm also going to add the garlic powder and the onion powder. That's all I'm going to add for this for now. So I'll start to mix this up, get it in there. Nice and marinated. Can you see that? Oh, this is gonna be delicious. I wish you guys can smell it.
The pimento peppers and that green seasoning alone is telling me it smells good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back over to Brooklyn Brain Chef Christy on her with the soup.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello.
Just making sure you guys can see me correctly.
Yes.
Good view?
Yes, that's good.
Okay. So
we left off with you.
Our aromatics of all of our peppers, as well as our onion right here. And then I pre-added in some vegetable broth, which I had spoken to you about previously.
Yes.
And I am reducing it a little bit further.
Okay.
Reduce, that means that you're pulling more of the liquid out and adding more of the flavor.
Okay. I think, it's so funny. That's one thing that people don't realize, that in order to get the flavor, you have to reduce the liquid.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. So the next step is I have some sweet potato, which I'm going to add in. You watch? Okay. And I also have some white potato pre-chopped, which I'm adding in as well. Okay. This morning I bought some beautiful red snapper. This is 2 fillets, and this is about 10 ounces of fillet cut up. We're not going to use 10 ounces, but this is how much this is. I'm sorry. Okay. So I did pre-season my fillet. The recipe that I gave you did not tell you that I seasoned it, but that my natural style is I have my own fish seasoning. I'm a very herbaceous person when it comes to how I like to season my food. So therefore, there is some sea salt in here. There's some thyme. There's some rosemary. There is some orange and lemon peel. It's my own combination that I add to my fish. And I'm going to add that in as well.
Now, you use snapper. Is there any other? Can you use?
Oh, absolutely. You can use bluefish. You can use codfish. I've heard of people using skate, which is like a ray. So you do definitely have a lot of options. Budget-wise, none of the fishes that I mentioned to you are cheap.
Right.
I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
However, I think you could use a catfish. The reason I'm saying that is because it's a meaty fish.
Right.
And a meaty fish goes well with this dish. So
yeah, that was going to be my next question. If you're looking for a fish with a soup with more girth in it, what would be the go-to for that meaty fish? And
I've only used snapper. I've used bluefish, and people have used cod as well. And yeah, so lighter fishes, if you want to go, cheaper, a catfish or a basa will work. Which basa is basa is a type of catfish, which is meaty.
So how did you learn how to make this soup?
My mom.
Your
I mean, like, I'm gonna start right there. My mom. I learned a lot about aromatics and how to blend flavors from her, but I think I definitely elevated it over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. This is our broth. This is vegetable broth.
Nice.
It's vegetable broth as well as sweet potato, white potato,
Mm-hmm.
a scallion, tomato, and onion as well. So here you go, because I know everybody at home can't see on the stove. So here we go. It's been reduced quite a bit. So I'm going to start to add in, first I'm going to add in my fish. At this point, you want to turn your fire down low. You don't want to overcook your fish. Am I in the frame?
Yeah,
okay.
You're in the frame now.
Okay. You do not want to cook down your fish. That is in the. So obviously, I was off camera for a while where you were talking to Tasha and our other guest chef as well. So my aromatics as well as my carbohydrates have had a chance to reduce to a certain level. So I feel comfortable now adding in my fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably adding it right now a little bit more than I need. And the recipe that I gave you, I think that was to Pete 6.
Uh-huh.
And there's not 6 people here. So but I'm just
when you added the, I know sometimes when you do seasoning, there are some juices that's in your pot of the seasoning. Do you add that juice into the broth as well when you're putting
I absolutely do. I add everything in together.
Mm-hmm.
There's my fish was pre-seasoned. I pre-seasoned my fish with kosher salt, black pepper. I also used garlic pepper, parsley flakes as well. And then I added in some lemon juice on top.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple. My aesthetic very much is clean food.
Mm-hmm.
Clean and simple food that people can replicate at home if they so choose. So fish obviously cooks in a few minutes, and the potatoes were already pre-cut and already very tender. Mm-hmm. So we're close to being there. I'm going to add in a little bit of my dried pepper.
Oh, dry. Is that chilies?
Dried chili pepper. I'm sorry. Dried chili pepper. I bought these a few weeks ago. Like, they can literally hang out in your house for weeks. And I'm mushing them up right now to add into the dish. If you want to just dry chilies, you could just, buy them from the market. Mm-hmm. And put them in the driest area of your kitchen. If you live in the suburbs, that would be in your pantry. And if you live in New York, it's in a cabinet somewhere. I mean, I'm being honest. Adding a little bit of chili right there. I have my fire on low, and unfortunately, I'm in an apartment where we have electric, so things cook a little differently. Yeah, it took me a while to get used to it, but I am now. I'm also going to add in a little bit more of the scallion from earlier.
Mm-hmm. Now, what flavor does scallion give the fish? Because I know a lot of times, like when you go to like the Chinese restaurant and you get the fried wings, they put the scallions on the top. What kind of flavor does the green onion / scallion add?
I mean, I don't think people realize it because in the situation that you just described, it's like decoration. But
Okay.
It's green onion. I've actually seen it at the farm. It comes straight out of the soil. It's harsher than traditional yellow onion,
Mm-hmm.
but not as bad as a red onion. Scallion, because of its color, is often used as a type of garnish. But it's perfect for most dishes, whether it's sauteed into the dish to reduce its flavor or whether it's put on as well a type of display because of its color, to give color contrast.
Right.
So we're not here yet, and I'm sorry. I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'2". So I'm showing you.
The color looks.
We're not done yet, but we're still reducing.
Yeah, the color looks great.
Yes, I'm big on color. So
Yeah.
this looks really beautiful to me. And we're almost there. What I do think I want to do is add a little bit more onion chop. I'm sorry, tomato.
Tomato, okay.
Yeah, add a little bit more tomato because tomato will sweeten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And since I'm kind of like, I gave you obviously the recipe, but since I'm kind of rolling freehand right here,
Mm-hmm.
I want to add a little bit more sweetness.
Oh, well, that's always good. So
And I'm doing doing things a little bit differently. Like most people would not do this.
Right, I know.
I'm doing all the things a little bit differently, but
Yeah. Due to circumstances.
the more comfortable that you are,
the better the plate ends up, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I'm going to turn my fire up a little bit higher, reduce that, get that flavor in there, and then we're almost this beautiful dish is almost done. I think that if we give it another less than 10 minutes, we'll have a beautiful dish for people to view.
Okay, I'm gonna hop over to Natasha and see how she's going with her paella.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, hello. They're back with me. Hello.
Back to you, darling. So tell us, where are we now?
Okay, now the paella is inside of my oven cooking.
Oh my gosh, we missed everything?
Yes, I was give you some signs showing you like, come to me.
Oh,
but it's inside. But the step was really easy. I sauteed the onion and I add the sausage to it. And after that, I wash the rice. Hello?
Yeah, we're not seeing you.
Oh, you don't see me. Oh, okay. Wait. Better?
Yes. Okay, so
wait.
you cheated on us. We didn't get to see what you did. So because you did that, Miss Lady, you are going to have to give us some intermission.
Oh, intermission.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Intermission to me. Because I was giving you some signs, to say, girl, come back to me, because the paella was really like, when I start to saute the onion, that was really the time to add the sausage and saute the rice.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Well, it's potluck, right? So we go from 1 to 1.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, I know that you love music.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get one of your favorite songs on my
Oh, I have my favorite song. I could put it.
I'm putting it on now. I'm trying to get it to.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Yes, harmonic. Yes, we hear it. Harmonic. Incroyable with harmonic.
So you have to give us a little twirl in the kitchen, honey.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to give a little dance. No problem. Ay, ay, ay. Let me fix this to hold it good. Okay, back it up a little bit. Perfect. I put some Haitian music. Some good Haitian music, harmonic. Yes. The name of the song is Incroyable.
Uh-oh. That's the paella
Yes.
dance, guys. You have to do the dance in order to get the flavors in the paella. Woo!
Hi, guys. Because it takes 20 minutes for my paella to cook in the oven. That's why I have to put it in.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah. But like I said, when you saute the rice, I add the green peas, I saute, I add salt, pepper, and I cover everything with the magic, the juice. And I add one by one. I add one by one the shrimp, and also the red pepper. And I put more of the liquid. Let it cook a little bit on the stove, and after you put it on your oven for 20 minutes.
Okay, so now it's in the oven for the 20 minutes, right?
Yes, it's on the oven for the 20 minutes. Yes.
Okay. So how long has it been in the oven so far?
Now I have 8 minutes to go.
8 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna jump over to Miss Janelle.
No problem.
Just sway to the left and sway to the right.
Perfect. Hey. 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 Hey.
Hello, Janelle. We are back to you, my dear.
Back to me. Good, good. I'm all ready for you guys.
All right. So where are we now?
Now that our lobby has marinated for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is a good, decent amount of time for it to marinate, I'm going to hop over to I'm actually going to cut a few red peppers here.
Okay.
So I just got about half of a red pepper. I don't think I have that on the ingredients list. But I like to put a little bit of red pepper in there just to get a little bit of that red to kind of peek through the curry. It gives it a nice contrast. So I'm just gonna give it a medium dice, and then I'm going to add that right into the lobby. So what I have going on now, so that's it here. I have my pan. It's heated.
Okay, you got the Dutch pot. If anyone knows anything, when you're cooking Caribbean style, you need that Dutch pot.
Yes, you do.
It is a must.
You need these pans. It's a must. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the grapeseed oil right to the pan. Probably about 3 tablespoons of oil. My pan is already hot.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get all the flavor out of the 3 spices. So the curry, the gram masala, and the jeera. What a lot of people don't realize is when you're using curry, to get the bold flavor out of these herbs, these spices, you have to cook it first. So you have to put it on heat. You will still get the flavor from the curry and the masalas if you put it directly into your food, but I prefer, my method of cooking it is to get it into the heat so that all those flavors can bloom and marry together.
So
the
that's
first thing I'm going to do,
right?
what's that?
That's like activating the flavor.
Yes, it is. If you don't do that, you'll have you'll have a little bit of a mild flavor that in your food rather than more of the bold flavors that the curries and the masalas can offer.
Mm.
So I'm just going to start off toasting my curry. You have to be careful not to let it burn.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just adding the curry first. I'll let that go for about 10 seconds. It'll start to get a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm. And you use grapeseed oil, right?
Yes, I use grapeseed oil. I use grapeseed oil for two reasons. One, because it's a healthier of all the oils. It's close to avocado oil, but it doesn't. There's no taste to it. So it's a very mild oil.
Okay.
And after I'm done with that, I'm going to add the roasted jeera and then the gram masala. So I have those three spices in there.
Nice.
And it's extremely fragrant.
Those three flavors that you put in, that's like for the typical doubles curry. Like if you want to make curry gold, use those flavors, right?
Yes, that's a must. That goes back with in most of the islands, whether it's St. Lucia, Trinidad, Guyana. I like to follow, even though I'm a brown Crucian, but I spent most of my years in St. Lucia. But when it comes to curry, I definitely go towards the Trinidadians and the Guyanese because I honestly believe they have the best methods of making their curry. So after your curry gets a little bit brown, if you can take a look here.
Yeah, it is brown.
Then you want to add your lobby.
Wow.
So I'm going to mix that all together and cover this lobby with the curry mixture that we made. That curry is your base. So at this point, I'm going to let it stew. I'm not going to add water to this. The reason why I'm not going to add water to this right now is because I want all of those flavors to get deep inside of the conch.
Okay.
I'm not going to water it down. Again, it's all about the method of how you're making it.
So you let it cook in its own juices.
Yes, I'll let it cook in its own juices for about 20 minutes. And you'll see it definitely gives you at least about a cup of water of its own jus, its own juices. So I will let that cook with all the seasonings. I'll let it cook for about 20 minutes before I add any water. Again, that's just to seal in those flavors. That's to get each side of the lobby here to kind of sear, get the curry in there and get all those flavors to be very pungent where you want it to be.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna jump while that's I'm gonna jump back over to Krista as she finishes up her dish. Look at that. You see that, guys? That looks delicious. Hello. We are back with you, Krista.
Hi. I can't see you, but I'm assuming you can see me. Hello.
Hello. We're here.
I can't see you. That's okay.
Oh no, I wasn't. I kept it on you.
Oh, I can see you now.
Hi.
Hi.
I have your favorite song playing, hun.
All right. So this is our soup broth right now. Okay, so we've got our potatoes of two types: sweet potatoes, white potatoes, dehydrated vegetables, scallion, onion, and then also the red snapper.
Okay.
Which I am gonna last because I did not want it to be overcooked. And putting it back on the fire. And at this point, we're going to add, well, first we're going to do a test. Let me see. Another one. Not bad. So this is kind of like where we want to be in terms of flavor. I wish you guys could hear it and watch it. But what I camera for a second, just to be bold.
Okay.
And I love the fish. And it's also wonderful because I think when we originally spoke, I think I said I was going to do a pot of rice, which is not definitely not necessary. It's hearty or food. It's a marriage of hearty and light at the same time because it's starch.
The starch, right?
Here we are. So I'm gonna put a little bit in this bowl.
Oh, it looks like Natasha is taking out her paella out of the pot. Let me jump over to her really quickly and I'll come back to you, okay?
No problem.
Hello, welcome back to me. Woohoo!
I saw you pulling that sucker out the oven, honey.
Yes, timing is key. Timing is key. Just to make sure I turn off everything, my timer. Are you ready for the big moment?
We are ready.
Fantastic. Woohoo!
Look at the smoke.
Woo! Let me bring the camera closer. Woo-hoo!
That paella Natasha style made with a special ingredient called John. Okay, look at that. Oh, that looks good.
Thank you. The reason why I choose to make this dish,
yes,
because right now, the situation we are right now, it's really a challenge. And today it's Easter, and I really want to show the love of life. And most of the love of life starts by eating, by cooking with your family.
Absolutely.
Half of my family, they're in Canada, they're watching me on live, and from Canada, another half here in the States. Mm-hmm. And since we're not able to see each other face to face, but we could share a meal together. Yeah. By me making this dish, remind me to always keep your family and your friends close.
Absolutely.
Because they are a gift from God for you, and it's not good to take nothing for granted.
Yes, I agree.
Easter, it's really like God came and God is on control, because today is a special day for all the Christian people, all the believers. And that's why with this dish, I really want to create a good energy, a good vibe. Remind me I'm not alone, even if it's only me and my husband who's going to eat this dish, but I'm not alone. Yeah. By doing the traditional things, sitting around the table, eating, and later I'm going to do a Zoom video or a FaceTime video with my family eating together. It's really, this dish really brings everybody together. That's why I decided to make the paella, something I know that will bring people good memories and keep everything alive, because we are alive and we have to be grateful.
Yes, we are alive. And you know, paella is a dish that is definitely, you know, it is a potluck dish. You know, if you're going over to somebody's house, you bring that paella in that big foil pan, and everyone is excited to eat it, because I mean, who doesn't like rice? You know. And there's always been that thing, which is something I may explore later on. Haitians do make very good rice.
Yes.
And making that paella, you know, with the Jean, that was such a great addition. I would have never thought to do that. And I'm like, hats off to you, you know? And
Thank you.
I like the fact that you use the Vienna sausages, because let me tell you something. I have it here in my house all the time, okay?
Yes.
And bought them 69 cents. You can't beat that, right?
Yes. Yes.
When you could go out and buy your stuff, yeah, you could go get the chorizo, the nice expensive sausages, you know. But for now, you know, we're going to use what we have in our house. And that's what I appreciate, that you use what you have in the house. But now you need to bring that a little bit closer, honey, because I need to see it again. Everyone is like, oh my God, that looks so good.
Oh, sorry. Let me hold the camera good again.
Yes. Oh, put it out on a plate. Put it out on a plate. Let's see it. Let's see it dish. Come on.
Perfect. But that's the plate. That's how we put it. Let me show you. That's the plate. Like everybody come and dig from it. Let me put it on this. Let me show. I'm just going to add the persil on top.
Mm-hmm.
Add the persil. And you add the green onion. Because the paella is really served inside of the paella pan for everybody to come and to dig on it. Oh, wait. Let me just show it to the people who's waiting to see it. The people on my Facebook Live, they are excited. They can't wait. There we go, people. I'm sorry, guys. That's the paella, Chef Tasha style. Perfect. Now do this. Take this. It's really. Take this. And you could add just a little bit of olive oil on top to pop the colors.
Yes.
To pop everything. I'm going to turn you. Okay. I'm just going to do a view from the top for those people. They could see what it looks like. There we go, guys. There we go. You have the paella, shrimp, sausage. You have the paella. Perfect. I'm going to try to find a better angle for you. Do you see it?
Yes. Now you got to take the fork and dig in there. We got to see the rice. See, people are being like red or yellow, and being
perfect.
John, you know, let them see the color. Yeah.
Let me grab the John. You could see the rice is cooked. The rice is cooked.
Yes. And the trick that you did for people who just joined on was when you shelled the shrimp, you kept the scale and you brined it in the John and the chicken broth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. I like that trick.
And you could see. Wait, let me open it. Let me try to hold this. Don't know. Try to hold it.
That looks pretty.
You see, you open it and you could see the rice is cooked.
Yes, yes. Delicious.
I don't know. I tried to see. I don't know if I see the good angle.
No, it's good. It's good. Well, while you're trying to get that angle, let me jump back over to Krista and see where she is.
Perfect.
Hello.
Hi. I can't see you, but the dish is done. Beautiful.
Wait, we can't see you. It's just Oh, I think your camera may have frozen because all I'm seeing is the stove.
Okay.
You wanna try to jump back in?
Yes. Give
Okay.
me 1 second. I'll do
Come
that.
off, yeah, come off and then come back in.
Okay.
Okay. Chanel, my dear.
Okay, Tracy.
Well, just to let you know, you made a lot of Trinidadian and Guyanese people happy to hear a loose saying that Guyana and Trinidad have the best curry.
That's right. That's right. You gotta be truthful. You gotta be honest. They know how to do it better. Now I can't decide whether it's Trini or Guyanese that does the best, but the curries are both really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys ready?
Yes, we are ready.
So let me open up this pan here, and you can see that the lovey has already made its own liquid,
Yes.
and it's been cooking in its own juices for quite some time now.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to add some water
Okay.
to this. You can add seafood stock if you like,
Mm-hmm.
or just a little water. So I'm just going to start off with just a little bit of water and cover it up and let it come to a simmer.
Okay.
That's going to go for about a good 25 to 30 more minutes. This in total is going to cook in this pan for about 2 hours. But we don't have 2 hours, so I've made half of the lovey for you guys, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the lovey that's already cooked.
Look at that color. Wow.
So this is your lovey done. All right, now I'm going to plate this. I do have a few sides.
What are those now? What are macaroni pie?
Yes. Let me bring this here. I have some jasmine rice that I already have panned up. So I'm going to just take out a piece of this here and plate this for you guys. I also have some red beans that I made a little while ago as well. I'm trying not to get the thyme sprigs.
Yeah, yeah.
And then last but not least,
the lumpy.
Is the lovey. I'm gonna bring it over.
Look at the color. It's so crazy how they got such that rich color after being able to be carved out.
Yeah. And the is very thick. So I'm gonna come over and plate it.
Yes.
Alright, now I do have a little bit of cilantro. You can use cilantro. You can use chives as a garnish. I like to use cilantro.
What is it that you're garnishing it with?
And I think it complements curries very well. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of cilantro right on top of there.
Okay. Wow. Look at that.
And there you have it.
Curry corn / lumbi with some stewed red peas, macaroni pie, and white rice.
Some
Now
jasmine rice.
the white jasmine rice. Okay.
Let me bring this closer to better lighting.
Yes. Now that is a potluck. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That looks delicious. Let me jump and see if Krista is ready with hers. Just give me a second and I'll bring all of you guys in. I'll be right back. Hey.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh my
God.
God.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Yeah, and I'm still not, it's still just free, it's still just frozen on the screen. Oh my gosh, we have a little bit of technical difficulties here.
Okay.
I don't know why that happened. It just froze. It's just showing your stove.
You want me to close out?
Yeah, close completely out and then jump back in.
Okay, I will.
Completely out. All right. We're gonna wait for Krista. She's having a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we're gonna wait for her to come back in. Where's your dish, Chef Tasha? Can you hear me? Natasha?
Me? Yes,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Where's your dish?
Oh, sorry.
All right. I don't have a dish to show for this last piece, but you guys' food look amazing. Delicious. Look at that. Delicious.
I really want to say thank you for having this fantastic idea to bring all those fantastic chefs together. Thank you so much.
Oh, I thank you for being my first set of chefs, Janelle, Natasha, Krista. I appreciate all of you coming in. And
Can you see my dish?
no, it's still not showing. Now it's black.
It's here.
I don't know what happened. Everything was fine. And then all of a sudden it just, hold on a second. Hold on. All right, I see you now. Let's take a look at that soup.
Ooh, looks so yummy.
Yes, delicious. And look at the colors. So what is the green stuff that you put on there?
It's just fresh curly parsley.
Oh, okay.
It's not really, I wouldn't really call it a soup. Because makes type of rice that you're comfortable with. This broth and protein on top of it.
Oh, okay. So you can eat it with rice if you wanted to?
I'm sorry?
You can eat the soup. You can put rice with it, you were saying?
Oh, definitely. You could definitely do a small pot of rice. Because it's super brothy.
Oh.
I'm doing a lot thing right now. Just adding in some lime.
Okay.
Just like a hint. I'm only doing a couple of lime. and it really does change the profile. I'm really big on tasting and marrying flavors together.
Yeah.
Too good.
I wish someone else was here to taste this dish
I wish I could taste
outside
it.
of a 9-month-old.
Oh God.
That soup looks so good.
I'm just saying. I think it's bomb.
It's good.
Can we get a look at that?
Put the camera on directly on the dish. Yeah, so that I can get that picture of all the foods. That is so amazing. Move it over.
Everything looks so yummy.
Move the camera. Move the camera over a little bit, and then like kind of closer to the dish, so we can get that. Over a little. Oops. Hold on. Put the camera directly on the dish. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, down a little. Bring it down a little bit more so we can see it closer.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Look at that. Seafood melody today for our potluck. Thank you guys so much for being my first set of chefs.
Yes.
On Easter Sunday for the Best Dressed Plate crowd to come in and learn how to cook some of you guys' favorite dishes. You guys were great. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but again, I thank you so much. I'll let each one of you give your last parting words, starting with Krista.
Why you gotta start with me? What's the parting words need to look like? I'm so shy. Okay. So thank you everyone who tuned in today. I know a lot of my people tuned in to watch me, and as well as people who are affiliated with Best Dressed Plate. Thank you. I know that our entire industry is at downturn right now, and I very much encourage you to support us in any way that you can. If you know an entrepreneur that has a restaurant, or a company, whatever, give them some money so they can keep going. I am somebody who has a very small payroll, like a lot of my colleagues, and this is a very tough time because you want to keep it going.
Right.
And we appreciate all of you very much for logging in today, because this is support as well, and it requires so much. But if you have some coins, give it to them. All right, moving to the next girl. I'm being honest. Honesty is not well received.
Natasha,
Hey.
give us your parting words for today.
Thank you so much for having me. That was a fantastic experience. I really enjoy. Like I said, that was a little challenge for me to log in, but at the end, hey, I made it. I'm here. And I'm so grateful to be able to meet all of you girls, and I hope when this thing is over, we'll have a chance to go and grab a coffee or tea, spend some quality time together. Thank you for everybody who's watching. Thank you for your fantastic comments. I'm grateful. To be honest, I'm grateful because I never do something like that. That really put me out of my comfortable zone to cook with fantastic chef live on a virtual. Wow. Like, I have no words. It's just thank you for having me to be part of this experience. I enjoy every step of it. Thank you so much. And just before I go, let me show you the food. Paella, Chef Shasha style.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Janelle.
Well, I have a little bit of a parting word for you guys. Well, I'm actually going to give a little bit of history as far as when cooking started for me, and what inspired this dish, making this dish today. I think when I was about 5 or 6 years old, I definitely came from a family with a lot of women chefs. My aunt was a wonderful baker, and I actually seen a lot of cooking and street foods when my great grandmother used to take me to the marketplace in St. Lucia as a little kid. So I used to be there every day, and I had the opportunity to see all the different street foods and just being surrounded by food, whether it was food, salty, sweet. So I think that's when it really started for me, being a little greedy little girl and wanting to taste everything, and even at a young age wanting to taste everything, and kind of wanting to make everything that I've tasted, trying to figure out how I can make it taste better. So that's where it pretty much started for me. And I chose this dish to cook today because, again, it's a great Sunday meal. It's one of my favorite things to curry. It's Easter Sunday, so no meat. You have your seafood, and that's about it. I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to work with all three of you ladies and see the amazing foods that you've made. I'm really hungry. I really would like to taste both of your foods, but since we can't at this moment, I'll just have to look at the pictures later. And just thank you guys, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. So everyone, again, much blessings, and thank you again for trusting me to do this with you guys. It was great. I mean, I'm allergic to fish, and if anyone follows me, they know that I'm allergic to fish, right? So I'm not really able to enjoy the meals that you guys cooked, but I can eat with my eyes, and it looked really good. I can always make a rendition of it with chicken breast, like the conch. I could do it with chicken breast, and with the paella, I can do it with chicken breast again, and with my trusty. So I can make that, and I actually have those John Maggie cubes, so I can do that too. So again, yes, the Maggie cubes. I think we lost.
I'll definitely have to pick up a pack of those.
I tell you, this thing is just. Yeah, have you ever seen them? They sell them in some of the markets. Yeah, I saw it in one of the markets, and I was like, oh snap, because before I actually had bought the mushroom, and then the guy at the supermarket, he was like, they have it in the cubes. I was like, it does? And he's like, yes. I was like, oh great. So okay, here she is. She's back.
Yes, she's back.
She's back. Okay. So again, thank you guys. I'm going to be sending out the recipe sheets so everyone can have all of the ingredients that was used. You guys have amazing friends that supported you guys. Krista, remember you said that your friend, you could speak about your friend's wine rest store in Brooklyn?
I definitely will.
Yes, please tell everyone about it.
The name of the store is Happy Cork Brooklyn. It was started by my friend Sunshine about a year ago. It's not just wine, but boutique spirits as well. And she actually, I think, I might be a little bit wrong with this percentage, but I think she's about 40% minority in terms of wine and spirits that she brings in.
Oh, good.
And she's my business partner as well, meaning that like we work exclusively together. When it comes to Brooklyn Braised, if someone is asking for wine or spirits, like she's the provider. And if someone goes to her and they have an event and they're talking about, oh my God, I have this event, whatever, she sends their business my way. So she's my friend and sister, but also a partner in business as well. So I always shout her out, and she actually sent me this. McBride Sisters is one of my partners through her.
Nice.
Okay, I'm putting it over here. Can everybody see it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's been a beautiful.
And talk about your restaurant, your Brooklyn Braised.
Exactly. Yes.
I love that name.
We're projected to open our first restaurant this summer. The original concept is the same concept as current, which just means takeout and delivery. That was always what I was going to do. It was never going to be sit down. And the current times is given, I've had moments given the current times, pushback moving forward, but we're moving forward.
Yes, good.
With a plan to open before September is what I'm going to say. And I do not have a date because I need to have a team that will be willing to work. And I don't know how this virus is going to affect a lot of people. But before September is my plan. The funny thing is that a lot of people say, well, if you had opened it before this, you guys would be making a killing. And I believe that.
Yes, that's true.
But it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen that way.
It's okay. Nothing happens before it's time. You can use this time to, build and move around and figure things out, and it will come. You can still open, because people still want to eat.
Yeah, exactly. We're still opening.
Yeah.
We're still opening. It's just not within the time that I have originally projected.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. Yeah. It's all right.
It's okay.
Oh, Chanel says she's going to make sure that you have that team. So that's good. All right. Well, anything else? Anybody else have anything to pitch, to talk about their businesses? Janelle, I know you do cakes and catering. Tasha, you do your catering as well. This is your time. Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Before I let you guys go,
you could follow me on Chef Tasha on IG, and also on Facebook, I Can Cook #2. You could follow me on I Can Cook #2, and on IG it's Chef Tasha. I'm a full-time chef. I do private event, I do food festival, and I do also catering. Now, because of all this going on for safety, of course, I don't do food delivery anymore. But after all that is done, I'm available 100% to help.
All right. And Janelle?
Well, before I let you guys go, I do want to add that, two things. I do want to add that at the end of when the lubby is close to being cooked, I did add the cream, the coconut milk, and I also added the cream spinach as well to that.
Yes.
Just so that you guys, and then I salted it at the end. So I didn't want to salt the lubby beforehand. I salted it at the end because if you salt it beforehand, it'll take even longer to cook. With that said, that's how we get this beautiful color on the lubby here. And you guys can catch me on Instagram at NellieGram.
Oh wow!
That's NELL Gram. You can see a lot of my cakes. I do cakes. I do savory, sweet. I do from top to bottom. I'm still working. And I do private catering and private deliveries as well. So you guys can catch me on Instagram. The name of my business is Messier's Bake Room. So that's MERCIER Bake Room. So you can find me on that on Facebook as well.
Okay, so obviously that the most previous chef, she just like put me to shame.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't mention, my name is Krista, but my business is Brooklyn Braised, and RIG and social media and Twitter as well as BK Braised. And you can catch my business. It's not just me. I have a trusted team of people who keep us going and follow us. And we are consistently putting out new digital content. We've also partnered with someone else who's going to be putting out a cocktail content because everybody's home. Go to our website, www.brooklynbraised.com. I don't think I know how to do this stuff well.
That's okay.
I love the name Brooklyn Braised.
Me too.
I don't think I know how to do this stuff well, but I have all the ingredients, but sometimes the final product is not received the same way. That's the best way for me to say it.
Well, all of you ladies, you guys did an amazing job. All of your food looks good. Everything looks tasty. All of your ingredients were on point. They were definitely key items to make your dishes set apart from the rest that I've seen before. And I think that all of you guys did an amazing job. And thank you for having us all on here to make our wonderful dishes.
Thank you so much, Nikki, for inviting me. I really appreciate it, for giving me the visibility.
I appreciate it. No problem, no problem. And thanks for being patient with me. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful evening and a good Easter. Stay safe and sanitized.
All right. Now that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.